And what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and I am here today with Sean. We will be dissecting the chart together, right, Sean?
No, not really. I'm just going to be sitting and watching. She's dissecting the chart.
And for those of you who are wondering, this is going to be pure TA. We will be going over Bitcoin as well as Chainlink. Okay, so if you're interested in Chainlink, stick around. So we did close a monthly candle this morning, and what do you know, guys? Look at that beautiful monthly close. Not only did we take back the 21 EMA on the monthly, Bitcoin also took back the monthly Tenkin. Like, that's pretty insane. What are your thoughts on that, Sean?
Yeah, that's impressive, because just towards the end of the night, we did get an attack on the Tenkin. The bears did try to take that out. If you switch on to lower time frames, actually, you'll see that right over there.
Right here?
Yeah, there were two attempts. That was the big attempt, 8,400. That you're living underneath the Tenkin. And I was like, there it is. We're going to close underneath the Tenkin. And what do you know? We actually ended up defending it pretty well.
Damn, like, wow, that must have been so crazy. That must have been a crazy fake out, because we broke down. Okay, we lost the Tenkin there, but also look at the way it closed here relative to the 1 hour Kijun. Although I don't know if you could really go off of the 1 hour Kijun.
No.
But either way, back to the monthly. Now, what do you think? Do you think Bitcoin could actually do a C-span from the Tenkin to the Kijun on the monthly?
I think so. I think you could get another push up to 9,700. What's the Kijun sitting at? 9,700, I believe.
9,947
so
to be like pretty.
So perhaps 10,000.
Yeah. So let's actually, I want to see where Bitcoin closed relative to its monthly levels. Now, I was actually looking, of course, we did close over this major monthly level that I was looking at, which is at 7,700. Now, I'm going to kind of zoom out, and I want you guys to notice how Bitcoin oscillates so well within these horizontal lines. As soon as we broke down here, we tested the bottom zone here at 7,700, closed above, and then once again we went back up to the top of the range at around 9,500, and it likes doing that. If you just kind of zoom out and notice how price action reacts off of the horizontals, it plays pretty damn well off of it. So I am thinking, okay, that we may just get a test of that Kijun again, back to the top where we wicked off at around 9,400, 9,500, and then we may see follow through to the downside. Right, so that's, at least I feel like, I don't want to make a call too prematurely, but I feel like to really understand whether Bitcoin would move up or down first, I would kind of wait on that weekly close. Now, we do close a weekly in about 2 days. And what I am going to be looking for actually is, if I just put on my weekly levels, switch off the monthly ones, I'm saying that if Bitcoin closes the weekly over 8,800, okay, if we close a weekly over 8,800, I believe we are going to get that upper bound test first at around 9,500.
That does make sense, actually.
Right, so, and notice once again, we broke up here at around, this was June 2019 when Bitcoin was was going up to 14K, broke this upper resistance bound here, and had further continuation to the upside. Right, we broke here too. Once again, we met resistance at the upper bound here at around 9,500, got rejected, further moved to the downside. Same thing over here. So I will be looking for that. If we manage to close the weekly candle above this zone right here, I am looking for further continuation. Thoughts on that?
Oh, I think you nailed it. Good. Switch on over to the daily now.
The daily time frame. Okay.
Okay, so look at that. We closed right underneath that level. So we've been holding that for 2 days, the level you marked out. So it's a weekly level that the daily is respecting. So perhaps you can front run a trade on that, because people who have been playing the higher levels on the lower time frames, like you mentioned, have been getting rewarded.
Yes. But this was such a beautiful trade by Bitcoin. Honestly, anyone who caught it. Now, I went over this in my last TA video with you guys, wherein I said that, okay, this was a potential rising wedge, and this is a classic example of where bullish price structure could lead to bullish continuation, and that's what we saw. But if you pan on over to your weekly, I mean, it was such a beautiful trade. If there's any time frame that I believe that Bitcoin is trending not trending, I believe trending is the wrong word, but it's playing off really, really well on, it's going to be that weekly time frame. Like, look at this, Sean. We broke into the cloud, did a beautiful edge to edge, back up to the cloud, got rejected, and then as soon as we lost the cloud, I'm going to switch off all my horizontals, but for those of you who cannot see it, I'm going to zoom in, okay? Notice how the candle closed underneath the cloud.
Yep.
We lost the cloud, and what did we get there? What did we get? We got further continuation to the downside. Bitcoin freaking
200 moving average, actually, weekly. That's the play, right, that we usually go for.
Yes.
Once we break the cloud either to the upside or to the downside, we look for the 200 moving average test, and we got that. We got more than that. But the trade setup is a trade setup. You may see further continuation after it hitting your target, but that doesn't make the trade setup wrong. People think that, hey, it kept going, your trade was wrong. No, you made a profit, man, and that's why as a trend trader you always leave some in for the big moves in case market does something crazy.
Yes.
Now look at that bounce, and where do we go to? First the Tenkin, close over the Tenkin. What's next target? The Kijun, and what do we wick onto? The cloud. It's all you need. That's why people, when they ask me what indicator should I start with, I say the Ichimoku. Even though it seems so complicated, it is an all-in-one package until you can start learning price action. I think price action should be the last thing you learn, because you can make so many mistakes and lose your account by the time you actually become adept at it.
Yeah. But notice, I mean, this was such a beautiful C-SPAN trade.
It was.
And it's so classic. Like, you usually see Bitcoin do a C-SPAN trade. Now, this is the weekly time frame, but I believe that this is also true for things like the daily and the 2-day. At least this is something I have observed, wherein Bitcoin will do a good edge-to-edge, kind of wick onto that next that upper resistance bound. Okay, in this case, it was the cloud. And if you guys did not watch my last video, this is exactly what I said. I'm like, okay, chances are the least I'm expecting from Bitcoin is a move all the way up to the Kijun. And I was looking at this beautiful, there was a rising wedge. I'm like, if this has to meet the measured move to the upside, that takes us all the way to the bottom of the cloud. And that's exactly where we came, right? Now, what are your thoughts? If Bitcoin closes above the Kijun, Sean, where do you think we go?
Here's the thing, like, this is still a lower high on the weekly time frame.
Yeah.
So this is why I was saying that if Bitcoin closed like at around 7,400 and then put in a lower high there, it would be better for the bulls, because then we could put in a higher high easier. But now if we come down, look at the amount of room we have to play with to put in a lower high. Higher low. And then we have to take out 9,455 to put in a higher high, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still a lower high. That's what's kind of difficult, to be completely bullish just yet. I mean, you can't not be bullish after we take out such key levels, right? So it just still comes down to looking for that weekly high low, high, and then we can look for the big macro bull run.
And what are your thoughts on this? Now, this is what I was looking at, okay? And now I'm drawing in this trend line. Now, this was all the way from that 14K region, coming up to the 10K region that we had before the major dump. And then, as you can see, Bitcoin did meet resistance. Now, I like how it was such a beautiful play. This beautiful upper trend line met with the bottom of the cloud there.
Yeah.
Okay, now, if we break into the cloud, it appears we are breaking the trend line as well.
Yep.
Right, so I think that will be bullish. I think the first bullish sign that I will look for in order to figure out whether or not Bitcoin could very well have continuation to the upside, I'll be looking for price to actually penetrate the weekly cloud.
Yep.
I feel like if it can do that, we may be starting something bullish. So what are your thoughts?
If you zoom out, you're going to notice that the weekly cloud has never turned green. Even when we pumped from 3,000 to 14,000, I was eyeing this cloud for the longest time, and it never turned green. The weekly cloud turning green and staying green for a sustained period is going to be my biggest indication for a bull run, because the last bull run that we did have to 20,000, the cloud was green throughout. We did not have a green cloud this time on the 3K to 14K pump. So we were still in a bear market if you use cloud theory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, we popped over the cloud. We didn't stay there for too long. The Tenkan and Kijun didn't come over the cloud. And I'm pretty sure the lagging span did not even reach bullish territory either. I could be wrong about that though. But now we might be twisting the weekly cloud green.
Yeah. So we'll have to kind of watch out for how price actually plays out in order for this to turn green. But in the more immediate time frame, I would say that if in the next weekly close, which we close in about 2 days, if we lose that Kijun, right? If price does close underneath the Kijun, I will be anticipating a move to this zone right here, all the way from 7,800 down to 7,500. That is going to be the next major zone to be contested, right? So that is, what are your thoughts? Do you have confluence on your chart as well, Sean?
Yeah, I'm going to be buying that most likely.
I think that's a beautiful zone to be a buyer at. That is not financial advice, but I also will be buying there. And what else did I want to talk about on Bitcoin? Yes, I just noticed something actually on the 12-hour time frame, and this kind of lines up with a potential retest. Now, I usually like playing the Kumo twist on the cloud, right? The Kumo twist is when the cloud from red, it turns green.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the price because I'm in a trade right now. Could you just switch on over to the 1 hour?
Sure. There we go.
I think some of my take profits probably just hit.
What were you playing here?
So we did have an ascending triangle or symmetrical triangle. I played the breakout, this of basically where your horizontal is, right?
I'm just going to get rid of all my lines to remove all the mess. Where is my folder? There we go. By the way, shout out to Jojo for showing me this entire object tree. This has really helped me kind of get organized. But okay, so coming back to the pattern.
There you go.
There we go. That is the, so was it this? Something like this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If this, then that. If it broke down, I think I was targeting 8,400. If it broke up, first 90.50. I basically have scattered profits all the way through because playing on low time frame, the high time frame may step in at any time. We do have 4-hour resistance at that 4-hour 10 SMA as well. I don't know if you have your 10 SMA on.
No,
though.
I do. I just can switch it on.
There you go. So
there we go. Wow.
I'm looking for a wick at the very least above those, and then if we get rejected, my profits will hit. And if we get rejected, I'll be looking for close underneath the 10 SMA. If we don't get rejected, then hey, I'll still have some of my trade in. I'm not looking for a big move on this trade. It's just a quick in and quick out. But anyways, go back to what you were talking about. 12-hour cloud.
Yes, this is a good kind of lead in. So I mean, this looks like it wants to break up. I think if it breaks the 4-hour 10 SMA to the upside, it'd be closed at least above the 4-hour. Where do you think price could go?
I think we're going to put in a lower high either way. I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, but I could be wrong. I don't want to make too many predictions over here, just so I'm in and out. Like I said, up until the halving, I'm not looking for any big trend trades, just in and out trades, in and out. I'll take the easy trades that are screaming at me where I can risk very, very little. Yeah. This was one of those trades you could risk very little and get some nice profits.
I believe we're about 2 weeks away from the halving, right? So I don't know what's going to happen there. All I know it's an entire fundamental side of things, right? So I know there are different variables to the halving, especially the entire thing with the miners. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to sit here and dissect it because I don't understand it completely. What I do understand, however, is TA, right? So I'm going to be playing that, and I do believe that if there's anything that will kind of give you a tip off on what price wants to do, pre-halving, it's going to be your TA, right? What are your thoughts? Are you going to be,
Oh no, TA first always.
Right?
That's what protects you. People, guys, I'm a lover of fundamentals. Like, I read, learn all the time when pertaining to fundamentals. But to protect myself, to protect my capital, I use TA. People say, oh yeah, you can't predict the future with TA, blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. It's not about predicting the future. It's about being safe. That's what TA gives me. That's what I use TA for. I use TA for risk management, not for making money. The money part is a consequence of your risk management.
Yeah.
I wish I could explain that in a deeper way, but we're going to need like a webinar.
Yeah,
we should do one of those, Krisha, like a 2-hour webinar.
Perhaps we would. Tell us if you guys would like something like that in the comments below. And yeah, we'll definitely attempt at doing one. But I wanted to kind of draw your attention to this 12-hour. Now I know not a lot of people are are aware of this, but I noticed that every time Bitcoin has a Kumo twist on the cloud, right? So basically you see the cloud twisting from say green to red or red to green or whatever, you'll usually notice price actually being pulled into it. And I'm noticing one here, and I feel like it's right on time for halving.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, the setup is like too, wow, it's too good right now. Everything is just lining up. So I was looking at that.
I'm telling you, the cloud is predicting the future. It predicted everything.
Yeah, but as in right now, guys, I am also playing the higher time frames, and that's why in my last video I was actually just eyeing that weekly Kijun and weekly bottom of the cloud, right? That's all I was looking for. And even right now I will be sticking still to the higher time frames. Okay, what I'll be looking for on that next weekly close, I want to see where price closes relative to that weekly Kijun. We close above the Kijun, I'm saying we get another retest of that zone. Okay, which also lines up with where are my, I really need to get a hang of this. Okay, there we go. And this Kijun here also lines up with a major weekly horizontal. Okay, we close over that. I'm saying we come back up to this wick. I'm not sure if we put in a higher high or a higher low, but one thing I will be looking at as uber duper bullish is if price closes inside the Ichimoku cloud. If we have a close inside the cloud, I'll be like, okay, I think the bears are losing whatever edge they have left.
I wouldn't be too quick on that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'll wait for close above the cloud to be fully like, okay, the bears are losing there. I think that have lost. I would say the bears have lost at that point.
Yeah, I think that is, of course, I mean, Sean's approach is a little more prudent in whether or not you're looking to catch something that has, more of a probability of actually playing out. Just waiting on that higher high, and I believe if price does close over that cloud, that will be putting in a higher high there. So
this is another example of why the cloud is so powerful for a new trader. You don't need to be understanding these concepts of a higher high or trend lines. The cloud does a lot of work for you.
No, I completely agree with you, and that's why it's one of my major sort of indicators on the chart always in almost all of my TA videos. But yeah, that's what I'll be looking for on the upside. If we close over the Kijun, I'm saying further to the upside. I'm not sure if we make a higher high there or a lower high there. But if guys, we close underneath the Kijun, I will be looking for further downside back down to about that 77-7500 range. Could we actually come down to the Tenkin? Yeah, maybe. I'm not going to say most probably. Maybe. We could see something very similar happen around that Tenkin 21 if we come down there. The same thing that happened up here. Basically, we wick up to the bottom of the cloud and then perhaps close below the Kijun. We could also have something like this here.
Can I have your mouse for a second?
Yeah.
Notice this.
Yeah, some good volume came in there, right?
So you have rising volume now on the weekly, and we still have a couple more days to close. So that's interesting. We may actually close above the Kijun. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Either way, more reason to another notch in the bull side of the column at the very least.
Yeah. So things to watch out for, guys. And now let's get on to Link. Have you been playing Link, Sean?
Yes, I'm short Link BTC.
I noticed this. I had this from my last analysis. Okay, I thought this would be a.
This is Link USD.
This is Link USD. Okay, but no, I think we should be looking at Link USD as well to see what. Yes.
That's what most people trade, Link USD. So.
Right. So. I mean, of course, Link BTC must still be in a downtrend considering Link USD didn't really do much.
It may be reversing soon if Bitcoin keeps showing weakness, but hey, maybe I'm doing good now because Bitcoin's doing good too. So let's see. So I'm making money on both now. Bitcoin doing well as Link doing nothing. while Bitcoin's doing well, because Link BTC is likely going down. I did take some profits because Link did clear a level on the 4-hour on the BTC pairing though. So we'll talk about the USD pairing first. I don't want to derail.
Yeah, I don't know. This is so what I was looking for on the last time, just to kind of fill you in, was Link actually closed underneath the 10 SMA, and before that I was looking at a potential rising wedge. Right, I believe it was something like this, and there we go. And I wasn't convinced with this because I didn't see that volume that I wanted to see on it. And we were on this candle, sorry. And I said, okay, if we close over the 10 SMA, chances are we may have further continuation to the upside. And I was actually looking for price to take out this horizontal right here at around $3.78. But what do you know? We took that out. But when we came and settled back down, but it's a tough one. Did we hold the 10 SMA? So data window, we closed at around $3.71. And the 10 SMA was at around $3.70. We did close above the 10 SMA. So what are your thoughts? I'm kind of torn on
so this
Link USD.
This goes, or this sits very well with what I was talking about in my video yesterday where I talked about Chainlink. So the video where I focused only on Chainlink. Please go ahead and watch that, guys, if you haven't, because I spent at least 5 or 10 minutes explaining why I thought the trade was on the Bitcoin pairing, right? Because of exactly what Krisha's going through right now too. It's just difficult, right? It's difficult to analyze the chart. Why? Because Link isn't really the USD price action isn't moving based on what Link is doing. It's moving based on what Bitcoin is doing.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is carrying Link's USD price either up or sideways right now. The Link BTC chart is showing you the true direction of Link's comparative weakness or strength compared to Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
So if you have Bitcoin, especially on the dashboard, right? The dashboard, Bitcoin was saying go long, but Link USD was saying go short, and Link BTC also was saying go short. So what does that mean? It means that Link is actually weak. But if it does move on the USD pairing up, like it is right now, very slightly, it's going to be because of Bitcoin carrying it up. But then if you switch on to the Link BTC chart, it's clear as day what the trade is. It is so beautiful, the chart. So you can look at it now if you want to, or everyone can waste their time looking at the USD pairing when it's a waste of capital.
I don't think it's a waste of time to look at the USD pairing, because I feel like even the USD pairing would dictate as to what Link would do relative to BTC.
No, I disagree, because if you have Link BTC doing well and Link USD doing well, then you know, okay, I'll play the Link USD pairing because Link is outperforming Bitcoin. But if you see Link underperform Bitcoin, whatever it does on the USD pairing is irrelevant.
Okay, no, I agree with that. I'm saying that in order to understand where, you know, Link could potentially be going relative to Bitcoin, I'll kind of, I usually like looking at the USD pairing to see if we've started clearing some key levels. If we started clearing some key levels, then we may be seeing a turn even on Link BTC pairing, even on the Link BTC pairing.
So then maybe look at the weekly chart to see if you can get any clarity.
So right now what I'm seeing over here, I'm gonna basically tell you guys what I'm seeing over here. I noticed that the cloud has turned green on Link on the daily time frame. We are currently basically being held by the 10 SMA. Now even this candle here, we closed above the 10 SMA. Now question is, I look at these wicks. Right, so we have like these higher wicks, higher lows on the daily closes. But if there is a more bullish side to Link, or if I'm looking for something more bullish on Link USD, I'll actually be looking for perhaps the weekly, okay, to actually have a good close over the $3.79 level. I believe if it can do that, we may see further continuation to the upside. However, what I'll be looking for on the daily time frame, if we lose this wick right here, this is at around, what is this, $3.47. I think that we've lost it, and I think we will be making our way back down. I think that will be a very bullish sort of move by Link USD. Bearish move by Link USD if we do end up taking out this wick here. Okay, now let's go on to Link BTC to see what Link BTC is doing. Okay, there we go. Ouch.
Isn't it clear as
wow,
day?
Sorry guys.
So just hide the horizontals and look at the 21 Tenkin close. That was it right there. And then you have your Kumo twist in there too.
And that was so beautiful, eh? Like, you lose it, beautiful retest, we close right underneath the 21 EMA, and then continuation. That is insane. That is actually quite a beautiful chart.
Close underneath the Kijun too, got the retest
and continuation. And was there anything else that you spotted, you know, on Link BTC? Anything else that you want to talk about? Anything you were looking for in yesterday's video, or in today's close rather?
Well, no, you could look at the weekly and just show them how we've been trending so beautifully on the weekly.
Oh wow. And I brought this up the other day, actually. You know, despite this downtrend that we had, this dump rather, I mean, I think that's the right term to use, the dump, is that even after that, Link BTC did maintain a uptrend on the weekly.
Yeah,
like that's pretty insane, guys.
So that's what I think is gonna happen now too. I think we're gonna put in our high or low yet again somewhere, maybe the Tenkin.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to kind of, you know, watch out for
if
how...
If we close the weekly over the 10 SMA, that'd be nice too.
Where are we relative to our levels? So right now, as things stand, Chainlink BTC is hovering over that 10 SMA. I think that if we lose the 10 SMA, the next zone is what, the Tenkin, right? Yeah. Also lines up with a horizontal, so that's that. And yeah, I mean, to really find a bullish case a bearish case rather on Chainlink, I'll be looking for a Link to close underneath the 10 SMA. Closing underneath the 10 SMA, I believe, will have further continuation to the downside. However, closing above the 10 SMA, it's a range then, right? You're ranging basically from 427 sats all the way up to 459 sats. Thoughts?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's all I have for you for Link. Is there anything else you want to add to this, Sean?
No, not really. Again, if you guys want to catch up on the video I did yesterday on Link, and we did one on Ethereum as well later in the evening, you guys can go ahead and watch both of those.
Yeah, we'll link that in the above as well as in the description below, as well as at the end of the video for those of you who are interested in watching that. But yeah.
Until then.
Trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way, guys. Ciao.